Hello, everyone. Back again. Excuse my sniffles. Yeah, I've been kind of a little sick lately, and but anyways, um, check it out. You know, um, this is actually the final product. And we're gonna go ahead and start. Not from the beginning, because the beginning, remember, was a rose, right? So we're gonna go back to the rose, but we're just gonna touch on it, just for a little bit, okay? Because it's late. I gotta have to go to work tomorrow morning, and you know how life is. If you don't go with it, it'll leave you behind. And so we got to go with it. And so let me look for the beginning. We're gonna touch up. We're gonna catch up. We're gonna try to finish this last or the second half of the first part. And but just bear with me, and just stick around, okay? That was my tia, by the way. I love her. Oh yeah, those are that's remember those? That was the first project. But anyways, we can touch back on that later as well. It's all part of the business. But anyways, I just want you guys to get the whole enchilada. You like that? Or yeah, okay. All right. This is the first. This is the base material right here. This was I wanted to start the roads, right. I got 40 likes or 40 views. I still ain't got, man. Y'all better hook it up with some likes, or I don't know. I'm gonna go to fucking YouTube in China. I don't know, to somebody that that's gonna look out for me just as much as I'm looking out for you guys. Okay, I ain't needy, but damn, I'm putting, what I'm saying. But we'll leave it at that, and we'll go back to the roses like always. You know me, just losing track. But anyways, this is the first image. The base, right? The very first, idea. That right there is the second, maybe. Already went through that in the first half. Of part one. You know, and my first video. But this is number two, part two of first video. And excuse me if I just kind of scroll too fast. But like, well, I'm still gonna make an effort, but that one's sideways, and I'm not gonna make that type of effort. But this one right here is a little bit better. You know, you guys can turn your phone. I'm not gonna turn my phone. This phone here, it might as well fucking blow up if I fucking turn it sideways. You feel me? The fucking battery might just fucking pop out. But anyways, that's my problem. There's nobody else's problem but mine. I ain't, man. I got a phone coming. I got a phone coming. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be on December, but it's probably gonna be on January because the motherfucking plane tickets are too high. I don't know who's doing the motherfucking the bidding or whatever it is they're doing out there for the gasoline or whatever the fuck it is. But can you imagine a motherfucking plane ticket costing $1,000? How's somebody supposed to take a fucking vacation unless you're motherfucking Trump? That nigga there, that motherfucker right there, he got money. But other motherfuckers like us, we ain't got that much money. You know, $1,000. That's like a fucking. You know, that's like a that's like 100,000 tacos. You feel me? But anyways, damn man, what was it? American Airlines, all you motherfuckers that are supercharging for a motherfucking plane ticket, man, y'all need to fucking think it through, think your life through. If Trump didn't get shot, you might get shot. You know, and that's just real shit, man. $1,000 fucking, man. That's too much. You know, for what? An hour and a half, 2 hour flight. Come on, you got fucking what? 100 passengers in your plane. That's $100,000. What the fuck, man? That's insane, man. Y'all fucking tripping. Anyways, that's that's beautiful. It really is. But like I said, remember, it doesn't have the pedals that it's supposed to have up in the front, so it's a mistake. For me, it's a mistake. And that's when I tried to fix it, and I got this this image of like somebody out of Alice in Wonderland. It's cool. Hey, that's cool little fucking like he ready to he ready to drink some coffee and shit. He's just chilling. He's like an old man. He's happy. You know, and this is where it starts to take get a little bit of color. I start to get the tiger effect, the tiger image in my mind. Like I said, that shit ain't for everybody. You ain't me, I ain't you. Hey, you might be able to turn this motherfucker into a motherfucking $1 million. I don't know. You know, but what I got was a fucking a tiger, and we'll move on. You know, that's cool, man. Hey, I look at that shit. I'm like, damn, I did that. Yeah, I did that. Oh, you know, it's nice, man. I like that. We could leave it at that. We could leave it at that. But we didn't leave it at that because Marquitos, he man, he's something else. Anyways, turn to the next image. We'll skip that. Skip that. We'll skip that. That's a fair looking one. So let's start to do the outside of the eyeball and the leaves on the left. I started throwing a little bit more of that that pen. This is about the time where it created a big mess because my pen ran out. My good pen. Man, I don't know if you guys seen the tool tutorial. Where I share, the type of pens, the type of pencils, the type of stuff that I use. You know, and in there I share how how I was using. I think it's a .70 millimeter, something like that. Point pen, and it ran out of ink, and I ended up using a different style pen, like a regular Bic, and it just it created a fucking mess, and then I had to repair, again, that's why I'm saying, it took like 8 different turns, and it's but I'm happy. I'm happy at the end. I'm happy at the end of the product. And I hope you guys are happy as well. When you see the effort, when you guys see, uh, what I got going on, and I hope it inspires somebody. Because I was inspired. When I used to see people draw, little this, little that, and yeah, I became inspired. I had a few people that, or no, not a few people. I had this one lady who I loved a lot, who was, she was the fire, she was the motivation, what made me, try to, you know what I'm saying? And she was, and I'll leave it at that. And but yeah, You know, yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's cool, man. You see how the red, like I said, remember you have to how do you say that word? You have to share. You have to share the colors. You can't just focus like all, one side all on red. No, no, no. If you're gonna try to do something, anything similar to my stuff, you know, that's how you have to do it. And that's just me letting you know how my brain thinks. Like I said, your brain is not like mine, and your eyes are not like mine. I'm not like yours, so don't expect it to do the same. And this could be crap to you eventually. You might be able to like I said, hey, so don't think that you can't. Don't think that, oh, or make excuses. No, 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 no. This life, yeah, you better not make a fucking excuse. You better grab on to whatever it is that you have, and you gotta blow it up. And if you want to, you know what I'm saying? If you want to stand out, or if you want to be, the average Joe, or just kind of make it, hey, that's cool too. Like I said, we know, hey, we don't disrespect nobody. We don't, what I'm saying? We don't, no, no, no. We just try to motivate. We try to motivate, try to help out as much as we can, and that's it. All right. So God bless everybody. All right. That's my desk. The flowers, all my pencils and my pen. I ain't using no, man. I finally organized it a little bit, a little bit. But yeah. And that's the same image. It had like this filter, which is real cool. I enjoyed the filter. It made me see things a little bit different. And you guys can do that too. Put the filter on there and see what it might be missing something for you guys. Or it might have too much of something, and so next time you think twice before you do something. And that's just the way it is for me. You know, I know some people out there, hey, hey, like I said before, they could draw, they could color with their eyes closed. Me, well, I can't. But do the close up. It's great, man. It's beautiful, just like that. You could, let's try to remove some of the outside. Let's remove that down. Because like we have too many colors. It like creates this. Ugh, so everything is important. You know, from background to to whatever your pencils, your mind, you know, you know. Man, I could look at this all day, almost. Maybe not all day, because you know, yeah, it's beautiful. You know? And just, and I'm gonna say it in Spanish. Maybe she'll hear me. Tal vez sí, no sé. Se llama Dilcy. Dilcy es una muchacha que trabaja allí enfrente de donde yo vivo. Es una muchacha que yo he observado como por 6 meses casi. Y la he visto y me he enamorado de ella porque veo que es una buena persona, es responsable, es bonita, amable, o sea, inteligente. Aunque le dije un día que no era porque me hizo enojar. y esa es otra historia, pero, you know, eh, le regalé un tigre. Hubo la fiesta aquí en el pueblo, aquí es donde estoy, y le gané un tigre. Estaba yo jugando el juego ese de las balloons, y le aventé los darts y gané un tigre. Y yo me acuerdo que, no voy a meterme en mucho detalle, pero sí lo regalé, se lo di ahí. Y pues también eso me inspiró mucho para darle la imagen a la flor, que es un tigre. Aquí es un tigre, pero también pues cambia. Y toda la culpa, it was all that pen's fucking fault. Por la culpa de la pluma, tuvo que cambiar, tuvo que cambiar una vez más, la imagen. Pero es para ti, corazón. No, te quiero mucho, ¿sabes? Siempre, nunca lo he negado, siempre, desde que la primera vez que yo le regalé algo, le escribí una carta y fue con amistad, pero le puse una rosa, o sea, ella sabía que ella me gustaba, y hasta ahora yo la perdono y espero que también ella me perdone a mí porque yo también me porté un poquito, pero yo tuve mi razón, ¿me entiendes? Yo tuve mi razón y no se los voy a compartir ahorita, maybe later, pero pero sí, también le pido disculpas y espero que pues ella pueda cambiar su corazón y que me dé una oportunidad, porque pues, sí, la quiero mucho. Y si no, pues si hay alguien allá que entiende lo que estoy diciendo, me entiende lo que le digo y quiere, pues, me entiende, conocerme también, hey, adelante. Si usted piensa que es valiente y suficiente y piensa que usted pueda, ¿me entiende? ¿Me entiende? Comprometerse porque, o sea, yo no soy una persona muy exigente, pero sí tengo ¿me entiendes? Que pues, si la chava no, if she don't meet those requirements, mejor mejor búscale por otro lado, porque no, yo ya pasé por mucho, y yo también, o sea, la mujer no tiene que estar, hey, súper sexy o súper acá, no, yo necesito a una mujer que sea sencilla, que verdaderamente sea, ¿me entienden lo que les digo? Y no voy a poner, no voy a, ¿me entienden? No voy a, poner los requisitos, pero Pero si tú piensas que tú eres una buena mujer, hey, déjame un mensaje, déjame tu número de teléfono y tarde que temprano, hey, yo te voy a hablar. Tengo 40 años, ¿no? No estoy no estoy acabado para nada pues, pero vamos a regresar a las rosas. So we're gonna go ahead and go back to the roses because man, I be tripping and and I just be my mind. That's just the way that I go, and But anyways, so yeah, and, in Spanish for all you English speaking people that didn't understand, you can either hit the translator and figure it out on your own, or I'll just share a little bit. And I was just speaking about somebody that lives in front of my house. There's a business in front of my house, and there's this girl that I like a lot, and and there was one day I gave her a tiger that I had won at the fair, and so that's how I got the inspiration to do this, and 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 it just I'm not gonna get too much into detail about her, but I just want if she ever listens to this, if she ever I just then this is I've said this in Spanish, so so she's probably not gonna understand this, but I said it in Spanish, and if she does one day hear this, I just want to let her know that I like her a lot, like a lot, and you know and maybe she should kind of you know give us a shot, because you know I just, I just, I think we'll be a good fit. She's a good person. I know she is, and I am too. And I need somebody like that. I need somebody that, Anyways, let's get back to the roses. Oh yeah, sorry, but I also said that if there's anybody, if there's anybody out there that would like to get to know me, that they're more than welcome to leave their phone number or their information, in a message, and I'll get to them, and but as I was saying, I I've been in a marriage, before, and I, and she broke my heart, like big time. And so I'm not gonna put a list out, oh, that I want her to be this. No, no, no. You don't have to be super fine. And I just want you to think about yourself, and think, am I a good person? Am I a good woman? You know, and if you think you are, if you think, you know, because that's what I want. I want a good woman. I don't want no, you know what I'm saying? And it's hey, hit me up, put your link up, put your number up, put an image, whatever it is, and a way for me to get a hold of you. Yes, and I'll do my best to, to make it happen. Yes, but let's get back to the roses. Let me see. All right, let's go back. Like I said, this right here, my friends, is probably like the very last of it. This is like oh shit, hey, that's beautiful, right? But like I said, I wanted to do, I think it was down here by the, by the stock, or by the, down there. As you can see, there's not a whole lot of color down there. So that was my next step. I wanted to work on that. And so I grabbed a big pen, and nothing against big, nothing, no, no, no. But for something like, something like this, I don't recommend a big, because, no. And you guys need to look, for a nice, a good, fine pen, because you're gonna have to make sure that the ink comes out whenever you ask it to. Whenever whenever you put your hand down, it better fucking, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you guys pay attention to that, and this is when things start to screw up, and so and that's why I didn't upload the rest of it, because because I was busy trying to fix it. And I just, I wasn't comfortable. I wasn't comfortable with spending so much time on this image, on this project, and then for it to just to go to fucking waste over a pen, over a stroke. No, no, no. And so, if you guys really serious about, you know, about your, I don't know if you want to say career, but if about about your drawings, if you really want to, you know, I don't know about taking it to the next level, but if you're really serious about what you're putting down on paper, hey, you're gonna have to learn how to fix things, unless, like I said, unless you're like some of those that are just God gifted, then that's different, that's different. But if you're like me, somebody who has to earn it, then just you have to, you guys are gonna have to learn how to repair, how to be creative, how to, you know what I'm saying? And so this will be like the last of it. I know I already said that, but I just want, I'm kind of preparing you for what's next. And, I think I might have to switch back to the other images on the phone. I'm not sure, but here we go. Just bear with me. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, this right here, my friends, was actually kind of, you know, at the end of the repair because I tried to repair it, you know, and it looks good. It looks fucking nice. You feel me? You know, but it's not, you know, it's not what I wanted. You know, it's not what I wanted. You know, and you know, coming from something like that, you know, to something like that, you know, it's and so I'm not gonna say that this is awful. No, no, no. But when you look at the previous picture, you know, right here you can see, you know, hey, that fool right there, you know, like he knows what he's doing. You know, that's a professional. That's somebody I want to follow. I want to learn from that person. And then you kind of see this, and it's like, yeah, yeah, that's cool. You know, that's cool. You know, and I ain't saying that the neighbor can do that because the neighbor, I don't think the neighbor can do that. Not just anyone can do that. You know, because this took a lot of work as well. I ain't saying it's cheap for like $1.50. No, no, no. This shit ain't no $1.50. This right here, my friends, is probably about $50. You know, it's $50 image. You know, kind of creativity. You know, time, effort. You know, uniqueness, originality, all that stuff. You know, yeah, $50 minimum. $50 minimum. You know, but you know, that's like Crayolas to me. You know, we ain't trying to, man. I ain't no motherfucking Crayola doing that. You know, we're trying to take it. I'm trying to take it to the other fucking level. You know, when it comes to flowers. You know, like I said, I'm not the the card drawer, the whatever it is, the people drawer. I don't, I don't like. I mean, I don't see. I just, it's not my, I'm not interested in it. I just like flowers. Hey, and I'm trying to take it to the next level for sure. And so this right here, my friends, is cool. But, you know, to me, a matte pencil, you know, coloring is much better. This right here, my friend, is is unique. This right here is cool. You know, and this is too. But to me, it's there's a lot of and that's why I didn't upload it because I was rushing. It was late at night, and I ran out of ink on the pen, and I started to use my Bic, and that was a big mistake. And so let's go to the next one. Okay, so now I believe we might just have to switch this, my friends, right here. Go back. This my this my friend is this was what I started because once I took a picture of it, remember the one right before this one, the one that I said it was like, which was cool, but it wasn't to my standards. When I saw the image, on my phone, this is when I started to kind of, pinpoint, the areas that needed work, and I could tell it needed some black there. It needed a little bit here, a little bit there. But this right here, my friends, is actually after what, like 4 hours or 6 hours later from starting point to the end of when I started to repair, that colorful one, not the matte pencil one, but the other one, right? And it took about 4 to 6 hours. But this is the beginning of it. This is the finished product. And so, but I'm gonna go ahead and scroll down and so you guys can see, the angles and see, and right now, hey, hey, now I can say I'm happy, and I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys can, learn a few things here and there when it comes to contrast, when it comes to sharing colors, when it comes to imagination, when it comes to, what I'm saying? And so here it is. Oh, and I gotta watch out for the camera because I only have 1 hour to speak. Okay, so if it cuts, I'm sorry, but here it is. That's the baby. Yeah, that's the baby. His companion or her companion. Is it a she or it's probably is a boy. Yeah, so that's his little son. Yeah, that's his little son. That's baby Tony. That's baby Marcos right there. How about that? And don't say that it's Photoshop. No, no, no. This shit is not Photoshop. Look at the table. Look at the table in the background. It's still got the same color. This is not. Hey, there's nothing but matte pencils and motherfucking pens. All right. And so, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Taking it to the next level. And that's fantastic. That's great right there. Right. Look at that. I mean, you could look at that all day and be like, wow, hey, some really cool shit right there, boy. So we're gonna go back. Oh no, we can't go back. 'Cause, well, yeah, we can, but it's too much. Dilsey, sorry, I have to go back to her because I didn't love her because I didn't know her for that long. I really at all, really. But I wanted to love her. I don't know if you guys understand me. You know, the reason the paper is bent, like I said, the paper to me is a little cheap in some areas, but it's really good when it comes to erasing. But after so much, work on it and ink, it starts to sink, and so I had to bend it, in order to make it, and that's why the paper is bent like that. That's why I'm holding it, the way that I am, you know. Can I teach that? I can guide you, but you guys are gonna have to, like I said, you're not me, I'm not you. You guys are gonna have to pick something up. You guys are gonna have to feel something. You know, is it the greatest? You don't know. I'm not even. No, no. I ain't saying no. Hell no. I'm just glad that you guys are even watching this. And if you guys know DLC, said, hey, that mo, hey, he got something going for himself. you can see the ripples in the paper. You know how it shines, the ink shines because of that reason, or else it, would be a solid, color. Here we go. I'm gonna see if I can turn it. No, it's gonna take too much time for me to turn it. Just just turn your phone. Turn your phone like that. You guys can get you know, the whole vibe. You know. Look at that. Yeah, yeah. That's nice right there. Yeah, I really like that. You can see the tongue. You can see how the tongue and the effect, it's got going on right there. Yeah, yeah, that's cool. It's just different angles. That's that's the original color. Turned to a dragon. From a rose to to an old man to a tiger to a motherfucking dragon. And that's it, buddies. We'll leave it at this last image right here. And we're going to go ahead and cut the video. But yeah, like I said, hey, you know, um, hit me up, hit me up. You can ask me anything. Just like I said, don't leave me a million questions. If there's a million questions, I can't answer everyone. And but I don't know, make your message, stand out somehow, some way. I don't know. Put a picture in there. I don't know, a naked girl picture. I don't know. Just anything that you think might catch my attention, and I'll I'll look at it. And it's I'm gonna just how I spent time trying doing all this for you guys. I'm gonna spend time as well looking through the messages, and so I hope you guys, I hope you guys enjoy it, as much as I do. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys feel motivated, to learn something, and hey, so you guys have a good night. I don't know, it's around probably about 1 o'clock in the morning again. So we're gonna. Oh yeah, I started my new project, and it's gonna be something. It's beautiful. It's gonna be for. Actually, I was going down, down here in my city, and the ladies were outside, and they all were wearing pink, and it's yeah, oh yeah, I remember, yeah, it's Cancer Awareness Month, so I'm drawing something beautiful, something sexy, something pretty for the ladies, some make letting them know that hey, I'm with them. I love them all. And you guys should as well. Because these ladies they give us everything. They give us love. They give us and they give us life. And so, and so we have to support them as well. When they need support, we have to love them, and respect them, and for the bad ones out there, well, y'all need to change y'all's ways, and that's it. I'll leave it at that. And the vatos out there, that are no good as well, hey, y'all need to change y'all's ways too. And so, it goes both ways. It goes, both sexes, and for you guys that are in between, hey, también, your whatever partner you have, hey, man, you need to respect them and love them. If they do the same, if they do the same for you, because you know, just I mean, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time trying to, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? So if they want the respect, they need to be a respect. They need to be respectable. So but yeah, hey, you know, always be better than Try to always and and don't and just you feel me? And well, you guys have a good night. I love all of you. And thank you, and and you know, that's it. I ain't gonna ask for help. No, no, no. You guys already know. Hey, you guys know. I need a hand. I need a hand. I know you guys. Enjoy what I have. What I bring to the table, and so I need for you guys to show me some love, and that's it. And that's just the way things are in life. So if somebody is showing you love, if somebody's showing you the way, that you need to return that back, and show that man, show that woman some love as well. So, anyways, I'll cut it, and you guys have a good night. I'm not sure. I might upload just one, sketch of the project. The cancer awareness project, and just a sneak peek. I might do that tonight. I'm not sure. Like I said, I have to go to work tomorrow, and so you guys have a good, wonderful night. If you have your partner out there, hey, cut it up, my nigga. Hey, don't be fucking, nah, no, no, fuck that. Niggas say on the raps, I don't cut it up. Hey, cut it up to your hyena. Hey, let her know that you love her, man. Let her know. Dude, because if you don't, believe me, another nigga will, and you don't want that, you know. And it goes both ways, Hey, the females, hey, your vato, he going to work, he taking care of the bill. Hey, show him some fucking love. Hey, hey, some, you know. Get down, baby, get down and dirty, and because a lot of it, we love that, we love that. We like to know that, hey, my bitch, hey, she loves me, and so that motivates us to, wake up early in the morning, handle up, and that's it. Good night.